America's national parks have some of the most jaw-dropping hikes on the planet. From desert cliffs and alpine lakes to active volcanoes and actual glaciers, this list has a little bit of everything. These hikes are only compiled from my personal trips to the 50 national parks that I've visited so far. If I haven't done it, it won't be on the list, such as places like Rocky Mountains. Be sure to let me know what I left off, and let's jump in. The hikes are in no particular order. First up is the Mist Trail in Yosemite, which is probably my favorite hike of all time. This trail takes you right up close to Vernal and Nevada Falls, two of Yosemite's most iconic waterfalls. It's wet, steep, and magical, especially in the spring when the water is roaring. You can also continue to Half Dome, but you're looking at a grueling 16 miles round trip with a cable-assisted climb at the top. A permit is required for the Half Dome section, and you'll need to not be afraid of heights for that one as well. But just doing the Mist Trail is one of the best hikes in the US National Park System and well worth the effort. Next up, we have the Skyline Trail in Mount Rainier National Park, Washington. Starting from Paradise, this trail serves up non-stop views of glaciers, wildflowers, and of course Mount Rainier itself. It's less than 6 miles round trip if you take the loop with 1,700 feet of elevation gain, and on clear days you might even spot Mount Adams and Mount St. Helens in the distance. This trail is often snow-covered well into summer, so traction is sometimes necessary, and it's one of the most rewarding hikes in the Pacific Northwest, but it can get very busy. Following that, we have the Sliding Sands Trail in Haleakala National Park on Hawaii. This trail starts at over 10,000 feet and drops down into the colorful crater of Haleakala. It's around 11 miles if you do the full out and back, which I don't recommend. I would say do the shorter version, which requires hitchhiking, and not the scary kind of hitchhiking. There's actually a pullout that the National Park Service created for it. The altitude here can make it feel a lot tougher than you would expect, especially during the end climb, which is very steep. The scenery is surreal, and it feels almost like a Martian landscape as you hike past the red cinder cones. It's a hike you'll never forget. Next up, we have Angel's Landing in Zion National Park, Utah. This is one of the most thrilling hikes in the United States and is not for the faint of heart. Angel's Landing is famous for its narrow ridge with drop-offs on both sides and a chain to hold for balance. The hike is 4.5 miles round trip and it climbs 1,400 feet in elevation, and along the way you'll get sweeping views down into Zion Canyon. To hike it, you now need a permit due to its popularity and difficulty, but it's unforgettable and definitely one to take seriously, especially if you're not good with heights. Following that, we have the Bright Angel Trail in Grand Canyon National Park, Arizona. Bright Angel is one of the classic rim-to-river routes in the Grand Canyon, and it's well maintained and offers multiple turnaround points like Indian Garden or Plateau Point. Going all the way to the river and back in a day is not recommended unless you're extremely fit and experienced. Along the way you'll pass rest houses, shade shelters, and even water refill points, but it's still a very exposed hike with not a lot of shade. The views as you descend layer by layer into the canyon are unbeatable. Following that, we have Delicate Arch in Arches National Park, Utah. This is the hike to the iconic arch that you see on all of the Utah license plates. It's a 3-mile round trip hike and it involves a slick rock climb with no shade, so it's best to go early or late in the day. The trail ends at a natural stone amphitheater with Delicate Arch standing solo against the sky. It's one of the most photographed spots in the entire national park system. The final stretch edges along a rock ledge, but it's wide enough for most to feel comfortable. Next up, we have the Queen's Garden in Bryce Canyon National Park, Utah. This is one of the easiest trails on this list, and it lets you hike down into Bryce's famous hoodoos. It starts at Sunrise Point and it winds gently down among the spire-filled amphitheater. The trail is a couple miles round trip, but you can link it with the Navajo Loop for a longer hike. You'll pass formations like Queen Victoria and enjoy unreal colors, especially at golden hour. It's one of the easier ways to experience Bryce's unique landscape. Before heading on, let's talk about our sponsor, LMNT. A few years ago, I was hiking in the heat and I felt wiped out halfway through. I'd been drinking water all day, but I still felt weak and dizzy. And that's when I learned that it wasn't water I was missing, but electrolytes. Enter LMNT. These little packets give you the exact balance that your body needs. 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, 60 milligrams of magnesium, no sugar, no fillers, and no garbage. It's clean, it works, and honestly, I think it tastes great. My personal favorite is definitely the watermelon or the raspberry salt, but they got everything from citrus to even chocolate if you want to try that in your hot drinks. Now whether I'm training, traveling, or hiking on the trail, LMNT is in my bag. Right now, LMNT is offering my subscribers a free 8-count sample pack of some of LMNT's most popular drink mix flavors with any order. Get yours today at drinklmnt.com/throughmylens, which is drinklmnt.com/throughmylens. The deal is only available through the link in the description. Alright, let's head back to the video. Following that, we have Lassen Peak in Lassen Volcanic National Park in California. Lassen Peak is one of the few places in the lower 48 where you can hike a dormant volcano. It's a short but steep 5-mile round-trip trail with over 2,000 feet of elevation gain. From the summit, you get panoramic views of the surrounding volcanic landscape and even out to Mount Shasta on a clear day. Snow can linger well into the summer, so the timing definitely matters for this one, and the trail also gives you a unique peek into the area's geothermal history. Next up, we have Cascade Canyon in Grand Teton National Park, Wyoming. This hike starts with a boat ride across Jenny Lake, then takes you past Hidden Falls and Inspiration Point before entering the canyon itself. The trail is moderate, and if you go all the way to the end, it stretches about 10 miles round trip, but you can turn around before that. Towering cliffs rise on both sides, and you're often hiking alongside a mountain stream. Moose and bear sightings are common here, so keep your eyes open, and it's one of the best hikes for experiencing the heart of the Tetons. Following that, we have the Upper Geyser Basin in Yellowstone National Park, Wyoming. This hike is home to the world's largest concentration of geysers, including the famous Old Faithful. The trail system here lets you wander boardwalks, past hot springs, steam vents, and erupting geysers of all sizes. It's easy to customize your route from a quick loop around Old Faithful to several miles exploring the basin. Plan some extra time so you can catch multiple eruptions, each with its own personality and timing. Morning and afternoon tend to have lighter crowds, making it even easier to take in the otherworldly atmosphere. Next up, we have the Precipice Trail in Acadia National Park, Maine. This trail is part hike and part vertical climbing adventure. It's only 1.5 miles round trip, but it's extremely steep with iron rungs, ladders, and exposed cliffs. It's not recommended for anyone with a fear of heights or to do during wet weather. The views of the Atlantic Ocean from the top are incredible though, and it's well worth the challenge, especially if you're into an adrenaline pumping hike, as it's one of the East Coast's best. Following that, we have the Lost Mine Trail in Big Bend National Park, Texas. This 5-mile round-trip trail offers sweeping views over the Chisos Mountains. It's a steady climb, but nothing too intense, making it one of the most popular hikes in the park and one you have to get there early to get parking for. Sunrise and sunset hikes here are magical, with golden light spilling over the peaks and down into the valley. The trail is lined with desert flora and occasional wildlife sightings. It's the perfect hike for an intro into Big Bend National Park. Next, we have Rainbow Falls in Great Smoky Mountains National Park, Tennessee. This trail winds through lush forest for 5 miles, leading to an 80-foot waterfall that often creates a misty rainbow in the right light. The climb is steady and moderately challenging, especially in wet conditions, and the trail is lined with trees, wildflowers in the right season, and even mossy-covered boulders. It's a great example of the Smokies' misty, magical vibe. Again, start early to beat the crowds and to catch the best lighting on the falls. Next up, we have the Root Glacier Trail in Wrangell St. Elias National Park, Alaska. Honestly, this hike is like stepping onto another planet. After a mellow trail through the Kennecott Ghost Town area, you'll actually walk all the way out and directly onto Root Glacier. It's about 4 miles round trip and best done with crampons, which you can rent nearby. You'll be walking on sheer ice past meltwater pools and crevasses. It's one of the most unique national park hikes in the United States and one that I will never forget. For my last entry on this list, I chose the Natural Entrance Trail at Carlsbad Caverns National Park. This trail descends 750 feet over 1.2 miles into the depths of the caverns. You'll follow a steep switchback path from daylight into darkness, eventually arriving at the Big Room. Along the way, you'll pass stunning limestone formations, including stalactites, stalagmites, and flowstone. It feels like you're walking directly into the Earth's core, and don't worry, at the end, you can actually take the elevator back out. Alright, so that's my list, but how many of them have you done, and which ones would you recommend to me that are not on the list? Let me know the answers to both of those in the comments, and be sure to check out all of my national park videos in the description, and we'll see you on the next one.